Queen Carvania stood haloed by the morning sun. An army hung on her every word.
My champions, I have sold my chariot on Carvana. 'Twas a lovely SUV, an inexplicably queenly offer. They're even coming to the castle to collect it. Tonight, we feast! An offer you can feast on. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.
Hey, it's 10 a.m. and this is Utah's best sports radio.
Say my name.
You're locked on to Scotty G and the coach, Tim LaComb, presented by Mountain Land Supply on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Yes, sir. Let's go. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Happy Monday, everybody. Scott Garrard alongside the coach, Tim LaComb. Happy extended weekend to everybody out there. Hope you had a good one. Hope you celebrated. Hopefully you have all your fingers left after your fireworks. And, yeah.
Can be a thing.
Can be a very big thing.
There was a big firework that went off while we were in the middle of that parade. The LeBron news.
Oh, yeah.
Which I'm sure we'll talk about.
Yeah, we might bring that up once or twice.
How was your weekend, bro?
My weekend was good. I did not. You are a better man than I am. You did the Pioneer Day parade, and then I was supposed to do Bountiful, and I woke up and I wasn't feeling 100%.
You weren't feeling very good.
Well, a little under the weather. So I called in. I'm like, hey, do we have enough people? And they're like, yeah, we got you.
I saw a picture, and there were plenty.
Nobody really wants you there anyway.
That's not true. You're like Bountiful's own. They claim you up there, man.
Look, I claim them, man. I've lived in a lot of places. Bountiful, number one.
That's the spot.
Number one with a bullet.
Well, you've got a beautiful spot. We had the barbecue just a week ago. It's crazy. It seems like a month ago.
I know, right?
You put so much work. I did the parade, and it was a lot of fun. I grew up with my family driving up every 24th, and in the early years of my life, and we had friends that would reserve spots, stay,
Yeah.
And so we definitely would do it upright. And so it was cool. It was like, I remember seeing the KSL float go by with Dick Norse.
Oh, yeah.
Bob Welty, Paul James, all those people when I was a kid. So it was fun to, be walking alongside the KSL float. And I will tell you this, I've been in a lot of parades and been booed, People love KSL.
Oh, yeah. Those three little letters, they garner a lot of attention, don't they?
It was insane. And first of all, we played great music. You know, we were playing great music, which is, Lloyd doesn't necessarily buy into it, but I think music can make everything.
Oh, 100%.
And I know it's a sports show, Lloyd, but music helps.
Very much helps.
So, but in the parade, just hearing people scream and yell, KSL. Heard Alex's voice. Alex was at one of the waypoints making the announcements.
Were you?
Yeah.
Oh, you nice.
Yeah, they had me out there.
Attaboy.
Yeah, it was super fun.
It was great. He did an awesome job. Chantel was with you too, right?
Cheyenne, yeah.
Cheyenne.
Yeah, we were hanging out there.
See, I'm really good with names.
Booth.
Cheyenne's awesome, by the way.
Cheyenne's one of my favorite, and hope she's not listening because I've messed up her name. But anyhow, great day, and it wasn't too hot. It didn't feel too hot to me that day.
Yeah.
I ended up logging like 14,000 steps because we walked that way, and then rather than getting a shuttle, I just turned around and walked right back through it.
Look at you.
Took it in.
Yeah.
So it was a beautiful day.
Where were you in like the order of it?
We were in the beginning.
Oh, okay, that's good. Yeah.
We were about four entries behind the police, and they do their round, in the motorcycles, where they're doing all their tricks. So, it was touch and go to get started, but once we got rolling, and awesome to be involved. Awesome to see what KSL does in the community. And, a lot of fun sports things happen too. So I did yard work. I know that you got to some yard work. My yard's starting to really come together.
See? And look, it's
a big deal.
It's in the middle of it. You're not necessarily enjoying it, but then afterwards you're like, all right, I did something today.
I weeded my tail off this weekend. My back hurts, but things are looking good around there.
You throw a little mulch, a little preen, and get those weeds down, and then they don't usually like to come back. You just have to a little spot pick here and there.
I don't have a G-yard. I will admit that. I mean, I've been to the G-yard. I will not attempt to even try to be like the G-yard. The G-yard, Alex, comment on it. Was it amazing? Like, in my mind, there's Thanksgiving Point Gardens, Temple Square, and Garrard.
The drough's been taking a toll on everybody.
But it looks good.
The grass isn't where I would like it to be. I'm going to resod some areas.
Hey, it was nowhere
probably
near
in the fall.
It was nowhere near the British Open.
Oh, geez.
That you hated.
No kidding. So we got a busy show, man. Really fired up. Yes. By the way, shout out to our guy Tony Jones. Thoughts and prayers.
Ooh, his life just got really busy.
Yeah, because there's never a dull moment when it comes to LeBron, and LeBron is on his way to Philadelphia. Are we at a point where we should talk about the 76ers as a championship caliber team? Let's get to it next. This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone, starting lineup right now.
It's time to kick off the show with the biggest headlines of the day. This is your starting lineup on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
So LeBron James says he's taken his talents to the city of brotherly love. Who would have thought? LeBron James on his way to Philadelphia. A lot of us thought Cleveland. A lot of us thought Miami. But he did drop early in the process a trust the process reference. Everybody kind of read into it a little bit. And then, of course, his agent's like, no, remember, that's not a good thing. Trust the process. That's a bad thing. Well, whatever process is going on in Philadelphia, LeBron James is going to be a part of it, at least for 1 year, maybe even 2 years. Signs a 2-year contract, just $8 million, but money's really not an issue. It's just a situation where he is looking to chase a title. And is Philadelphia a team that he can do that with, given their current roster?
I've all along looked at that team, and, I feel like Boston basically just kind of, jacked up their ability to compete in their own division by doing the Jaylen Brown trade. And just at its face with those two guards, with Edgecombe, who I love, Maxey, who I love, you add Jaylen Brown to that mix with Embiid, and, you got a formidable team. LeBron going there, of all the teams, I think that was the best case scenario for a championship, which is one of the things he talked about being criteria. I do believe whatever he probably is not making in salary, he found a way to take advantage of the prediction markets.
Probably.
I mean, because all Rich Paul was trying to do was tamper down any enthusiasm toward Philly, because Philly ended up pretty far down the line in terms of odds. So don't think that didn't enter my mind.
Sadly, that's where we all go to now.
No, and there's just so many ways that you could, knowing the information, take advantage of it. But I do believe that, it makes Philly formidable. It really comes down to how LeBron approaches this. And I do feel like part of this will be his first attempt to kind of defer. I know he had to defer almost out of obligation to Luka last year, but you could tell that was not a great situation. And really, to me, it's how well is he going to play along, and let these guys be young studs, and just let him be, the guy that picks up the pieces.
Yeah, you could tell that he tried to defer early in Miami, and then it really wasn't working. It wasn't clicking, and then he just became the big dog, and those two ended up deferring to him. And so, this is going to be, I think he's at a point where he is fine acquiescing.
I do too. I actually do too.
And so I do, I don't hate it for Philadelphia. I don't hate Philadelphia at all. Like, here's the thing. There's a lot of LeBron hate out there, but it's for LeBron, the weirdo. Like, LeBron's weird. Let's just put it out. LeBron's a weird guy. He is a very narcissistic, which I guess if you grow up and you were told at 15 you were the chosen one, it's going to mess with your brain a little bit. So there's a certain level of narcissism there, and he says things that rub people the wrong way. But if you were to take all that away and just isolate LeBron James, the player, and what he did what he's doing as a player at his age is really, truly remarkable. And then you throw him in a secondary, in a supportive role with Philadelphia. You look at it, it's a pretty scary team.
It is, because those two guards, of all the guards in the NBA, they're a duo that really play off each other so well. They have similar strengths, but the one thing they can do is they can get into the guts of the defense. So LeBron, like you say, if he is a guy who can space and drive, to another pass, space and drive to score. He's certainly a guy that can make his impact felt on the glass, being a guy that is going to be known but an afterthought in terms of scouting. So I'm really intrigued to see how they use him. But what it comes down to for me, can they be taken seriously as a championship contender? And I think that comes down to one guy, and that's Joel Embiid.
Yes, yeah.
Because the last 3 years, he has played 39 games, 19 games, and 38 games. Those are his last 3 years. And the most he's ever played in an entire season is 68 games. So 14 short of even just a regular season max. So his years are 68, 66, 64, 63, 51, 51, 39, 31, 19. So that dude needs to figure out a way to stay healthy, grow some cajones, cajone, huevos, rancheros. He needs to get some of that. And my thought is LeBron coming in to put that peer pressure on him, I think that's probably a good way to try to get that done. But to me, they're not doing it without a big guy. They need a big guy, and they need Embiid. I mean, they could really use not necessarily prime Embiid, but just a good Embiid, and certainly more than 38, 19, and 39 games the last 3 years.
You go back. I was watching the documentary on the Redeem team. What was it? That the 08 Olympic team that had LeBron and Kobe, and Kobe ran through Pau Gasol. And there's a lot of people that believe LeBron took his next step as a player based on being around Kobe on that 08 team and realize, this is the kind of work you have to put in. This is the kind of person you have to be if you really, truly want to take that next step. And I think that might – now, Joel Embiid's been in the league a long time, but I think being around LeBron, because LeBron likes to video himself putting in the effort and the work and show it to everybody. But LeBron does, look, you don't look like that and play like that in the 40s if you're not putting in the time and effort. And that might be good for Joel Embiid. And when he gets a hangnail in November and wants to take 3 weeks off, you got LeBron James being like, look, dude, I'm being paid $4 million this year to be a part of this team. It's either me or Michael as the greatest player of all time. You can argue it however you want, but I'm there with Michael. So I'm here playing for $4 million. I'm busting my butt. What are you doing? You got a hangnail and you want to sit down for 2 weeks? Get your out on the court and let's go. And I think that's good for Joel.
Yeah, it really. I do believe that it is at a point where you've got to. Like, this process has been going on for a long time in Philly, and it's time for it to pay dividends. And to me, he's the guy that has to raise his care factor, his ability to prepare for a season, his ability to, just keep himself a viable option on this team. Because without him, they're a nice story. And really, their championship is as exciting as it is. LeBron's going there. The one thing they do have to rectify is how do we get this dude to play? How do we get this dude to play a lot, and how we get him to care? And if LeBron can do that, I will give major kudos because nobody's been able to do that.
Yeah. A guy that, when I say this, please take this with a grain of salt. This is not honk-worthy. I've talked to him a couple times. Mike Ganzi's putting together a really good situation there in Philadelphia. Like, I really like what he's building there. Because I got to talk to him a little bit just because he grew up with Jared Calhoun, and he was at Utah State practices a lot. Like, he'd come in to scout NBA games in Salt Lake and then come up and hang out. And really smart guy, really getting his shot there in Philadelphia. And, you look at the trades and then you look at selling the situation on LeBron. I really like how he's building that thing there.
I do too. The two guards are worth the price of admission. Certainly I don't know. I mean, to me, the Jaylen Brown thing was so weird, the way that trade went down. And I do believe that as good as Brad Stevens has been over a period of time, this may be, akin to the Mavericks move in some ways, the way that they didn't get all that much back and trade him to somebody within the division and then allow them to go out and create a team that is pretty darn interesting on the outset. Now, they've got to figure out how they're going to function, but a ton of size. And again, those two guards are the things that get me excited because the NBA is a guards game. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Right. The majority of the time your guards are carrying you. They added another guy in LeBron James.
I like him a lot.
Who I love. So I just feel like they've done a great job, to your point. Anthony Simons is on this team. Proven guy who can go in the guts of a game. If somebody's not getting it done or somebody, you put him in there to just lift your team, that's a guy that can do it. A veteran who's done it in scenario after scenario. So I'm with you. I feel like they've done a very nice job, and I think they are instantly vaulted into that top echelon of the East, in terms of the preseason expectations. And again, that all hinges on a huge asterisk, very large asterisk, bigger than the average asterisk, because that's what Embiid is. He's a bigger guy, and they need him.
And sometimes he can be a big asterisk out on the court.
Yeah, more than that.
Pain in the asterisk.
A pain in the asterisk.
Yeah.
Dude, they got Dean Wade. They got Dean Wade from Cleveland, who, was awesome in the playoffs. And he's not a frontline guy, but a guy that, again, go in the guts of a game. It's why I love Flip for the Jazz.
Yeah, I mean, look, Dean Wade, 4-year, $39 million contract. That's
so good.
Really good. And look, ultimately, and you pointed this out earlier, I think Mike Gansey wins the offseason just simply by getting rid of Paul George and that contract.
Dude, their thing was dead in the water. It was so dead in the water. Like, Philly was like one of those ponds that hasn't been curated, and it's got moss, and it's got, it's not a G-yard. Let's put it that way. It has not been cared for. That's what it was. It was a stinky mess. And they had talent there, but with Paul George and the money they were paying him, the Embiid fiasco year after year, you just kind of like, they're going to be a team that, man, they've got cool uniforms. It makes me think of Dr. J.
Yeah.
But they got no bite. Man, they got bite now. They got a lot of bite.
So it's always fascinating how a really smooth offseason can lead you to where you're at right now. Now, obviously, it's topped off with the LeBron James news, but this is why I really think what the Jazz have been building here in Salt Lake City, a lot of nice, subtle changes. The Triple J trade did not get the kind of love that I think it got. It kind of flew under the radar a little bit, and especially in the midseason to a team that wasn't good at the time in the Jazz. And now I think people are going to watch this team in October, November, wanting to see Darren Peterson, and all of a sudden we're like, wait, Triple J's on this team? Wait, okay. Larry Markkinen? All right. Now you start looking at the pieces, you're like, okay, this is a really good team. And I think the Jazz have had a very sneaky, I say offseason, but I'll extend it all the way to trade deadline last year, where they have just collectively made a little bit of moves here, and here. The Walker Kessler thing, I don't think that's exactly how they wanted that to go, but they're still able to flip assets out of that and make the Lakers way overpay in terms of what they had to give up to get Walker Kessler. So there's probably more moves coming down the pipeline with that. So I think the Jazz have like Philadelphia, have had a very sneaky offseason. Now, nothing that's going to be in the LeBron James range. There's nothing sneaky about that, but everything else that they've been building has been really on the DL and has been really good.
Yeah, when Jaren Jackson trade happened, the comment I made looking at Jazz history is, I felt like the Hornacek move back in the day, the Jeff Malone, the Hornacek move, that really unlocked that era. Like, it gave the Jazz, they were a very good team, but they were literally playing a game. The three-point shot was, a huge part of it, and they didn't really have a shooting guard that shot that shot. I mean, Jeff Malone was not a guy that shot that a ton. They bring Horny in, and he opens the floor up, and he makes it easier for Carl. He makes it easier for John. Jaren Jackson in the 3 games, I think it was 3 games he played last year with the Jazz, came in, and you saw just how much easier he would make things. Now, in my mind, I'm thinking alongside Walker Kessler, and certainly that ship sailed, but I think part of the Jazz not spending all that money on Walker is a huge boon to the future. And it hurts right now, and it'll hurt in the process. But somewhere out there's going to be another situation like Jaren Jackson, where a team, it may not be that player, but somehow, some way, they've got to upend the apple cart, and they've got to start over. The Jazz are going to be, monitoring all those situations. And I can't remember the name of the guy who was on with Riley and PK, but a NBA guy from the East that was on, and he said it. I've said this before. Zanuck and the Angels played chess. Everybody else is playing checkers. And that's why those moves kind of seem routine or, under the radar. But we'll see real quick. I mean, this season, I was looking last night, we're coming up on both football and basketball and hockey really quick. But you'll see early on why the Jazz made that move. I mean, the dude, I think he's going to find a resurgence here too. I think he got a little stuck in a rut.
Yeah, yep. And Memphis they were just dying. They were dying on the vine.
Yeah, it was a mess.
The apathy and the jaw thing was just eating that locker room in the core.
100%. Because I think they all like the guy, right? But it was just not working. So you get stuck in a rut. So this has opened up things. And again, I love the fact that Jaren's been here all summer.
Yeah,
it's huge. And you see the videos of those guys. You see the photographs in the weight room. Guys noticeably bigger, working together. I feel like there's something special, on the horizon. And could it be as big as what it could have been with Walker? Maybe. It just is going to see how does that 5 spot resolve itself. And I certainly like the momentum Nurk brings from last year.
Well, and I love the fact that Nurk is a guy that understands just how good it is with the Utah Jazz. And he keeps saying it over and over. Kevin Love kept saying it over and over again. Nurk had a great quote that I'll try to pull up and share a little bit later on the show, but essentially saying, and I think laying the groundwork for Keontae George, for Isaiah Collier, for everybody, Darren Peterson on this team, like, hey, what you have here isn't like other NBA teams. An owner who knows who you are, who cares about who you are. Every amenity you want is given to you. Go see what's going on in Portland with their amenities. You might be pulling a paycheck, but that's it. You're not getting anything else.
Dum.
You're out there in Memphis putting duct tape on like a major league on a propeller, trying to get from city to city. So honestly, be grateful for what you have, and the more you can lay that groundwork with these youngsters and realize, okay, this is a good organization. This is what I want to be part of long term. That can only benefit. So on and off the court with that guy.
Zero doubt about that. And the one thing, just like for me, Philly's going to hinge on Embiid. The ability for the Jazz to figure out as a team this year with this personnel how to guard. Like, they need to take that first step. They've been at the bottom of the NBA the last couple of years, and I've looked the other way because I know what situation there. It's really hard to motivate guys. It's hard to push guys and hold their feet to the fire when so many guys are missing games. I mean, the last 5 years has been just an interesting thing, but now that they've got everything and they're going forward, defense will be, to me, the differentiator. How hard will they sell out on that end? And, how will we see that in the numbers with our eyes, everything else? Because that's the thing this team needs to do is they need to guard.
10:27, the great Lloyd Cole on vacation all week. All week.
Does he get like 7?
All week. What's that?
7 weeks a year? Or what's his
I think he's
package?
Up to 10 now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a whale of a gig, this guy.
Yeah, 20% of the year he's on vacation. I was reading some story about like...
I love how you said that.
Yeah. I'd say I was reading a story about Howard Stern the other day and how he will only work 5 months out of the year and 1 day out of the week during those 5 months. I'm like, that's a Lloyd Cole schedule right there.
I'm sure that's what his calendar looks like, unbeknownst to us.
Yeah, like, oh, all right, I get it now. 10:28, this is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Make game day yours. Tickets, food and drinks, stats, and streaming. Everything you need is in the Utah Mammoth app. Download today and make game night easy. Download on both Android and iPhone. Just top.
Evening. Buyer's remorse. Buy a new car? I'll be moving in. Let's get started.
Sorry, I think there's been a mistake. I bought it from Carvana.
You what?
Yeah, great price. I even have 7 days to love it or return it.
So there's no...
No buyer's remorse. More like buyer's rejoice.
I guess I'll let myself out. Congratulations. I mean it.
Buyer's rejoice. Buy your car today on Carvana.
Limitations and exclusions may apply. See our 7-day return policy at Carvana.com.
Locked on to Scotty G and the coach, Tim LaComb.
Now I know y'all are tripping.
Presented by Mountain Land Supply on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Scott Garrard alongside the coach, Tim LaComb. hope you're all having a good one. It's a Monday. Hope you enjoyed your Friday. Hopefully you enjoyed your Pioneer Day. I should have had you over on Saturday because Panel has these great fireworks.
Oh, yeah.
And we can just sit out on our deck and just see them all. It's just crazy. It's so much. Like, I'm not a big firework guy, but I am a firework guy if it means that I just have to open up my back door, sit on my deck, have a Coke Zero, and watch fireworks. It's great. It's awesome. I'm not a big fan of, like, driving somewhere and sitting in a stadium with
fighting crowds.
110 degrees. No, not worth that.
Ducking fireworks shot at you. I'll tell you the craziest firework experience I ever had. We went in 2000, in the year 2000. In the year 2000.
Ah, Conan O'Brien. That's a long reference there.
My father-in-law is an artist, a sculptor, and he did a piece that was donated by a group here in Utah to the Danish government. And their 4th of July, they have a festival there that basically celebrates the 4th of July with us.
Oh, okay.
They call it Raybold Fest, and it's at a national park, and they have, if you want to call them bands, come through. Like, we went to this deal. It was wild. As fate would have it, because the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints was somewhat involved with the donation, Russell Nelson was at this in Denmark with us on that occasion. So afterwards, everybody kind of, goes to their separate spots, and just random people start lighting off commercial fireworks just wherever they stand. They can be in the middle of the street, and I mean, it was like being in a war zone.
Wow.
So, I mean, not necessarily the oversight, perhaps, in Denmark.
That's not something I would put with Denmark. I mean, I would think that
nuts.
would be like, somewhere else where it would get a little crazy like that. I wouldn't imagine that would be, I could see Sao Paulo or somewhere where they're just like, you got fireworks, let her rip.
They were letting them rip. I mean, outside the hotel, walking down the street, you pick a corner and Bobby Flay was firing them off. It was pretty crazy. So I'm like you. I don't mind falling into a fireworks show, but I don't seek them out per se.
Yeah.
I had my share of the Stadium of Fire.
Yeah, that was probably a requirement for you back in the day.
Yeah, we just had a lot going on, so it was probably good to be there.
And you're looking at those bands and be like, Party Hounds could top you guys.
Some of them. We got to meet Journey as part of the deal.
Oh, Journey was there?
We gave him jerseys.
Oh, nice.
BYU jerseys to take. I'm sure they probably left them in the locker room. Neil Peart's like, what the hell am I going to do with this? Neil Sean. I
got really upset with our neighbors when this old neighborhood I used to live in because they loved their fireworks, and we just Brody was just a couple months old, and they were just going crazy. And look, July 4th, July 24th, light off your fireworks, no big deal. I get it, but you don't start June 30th and go all the way to August 2nd. Like you don't have to do it every single solitary day. And so it was just a nightmare with having a newborn dealing with all these fireworks. So after that, they ended up having a baby around November. And so one of our advertisers gave us a bunch of fireworks. And I had these monster aerials that I'd never used. They were just sitting in my garage.
You didn't spite shoot.
No, but on December 31st at 11:59, those things went off right over their house. Just, and nobody in the neighborhood knew what was going on. Caught everybody off guard, and woke up a baby. And I'm like, yeah, got you. I'm not petty and vindictive. I didn't sit on that for 6 months waiting for my moment.
When you got the fireworks, like, ding.
Oh, I knew exactly what I was going to do with them. Yeah, absolutely.
See, people think you got to be careful because the wit, the charm, the class,
none of that.
Still some spite.
Well, no, Locke came up with the term P&V, petty and vindictive. You just got to wait. You don't have to be petty and vindictive immediately. The longer it waits, the longer it marinates, the better off it feels.
Yeah, pick your spots.
Exactly.
Speaking of that, before we get going, it was a legendary birthday this weekend of one Stu Morrill.
Oh, yes, that's right.
And Stu's birthday, we always would be on the road in Vegas, and it was known fact that Stu didn't work on his birthday. So it was one of those assistants took him to a casino, and he went in and he pulled slots all day. But anyway, I shot him a text this week, tell him happy birthday, and told him I'm working in some radio now with you. And he sent me back in true Stu fashion. Yeah, you go after some of those idiots. Oh, those idiots that got us. I was like, yeah, Stu, that's why I'm sitting here. That's part of it.
I love it. I got into
and that's part of waiting your turn, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's letting it marinate.
Let it marinate.
And then the world presents it, and here we are.
And let's go. Let's go. I love Stu. Stu's the best. And, that's a man who's truly enjoying retirement, too.
Seriously, like, hardly ever saw him smile. Coaching, he was just always rubbing his head and thinking.
Yeah.
Guy smiles all the time. And loving being with his family and everything else. So it was awesome to reconnect with the legend Stu Mall.
I see him quite a bit when they're at Fort Collins because he moved back out there because all of his family's still there in Fort Collins. So he moved back there. And anytime Utah State plays Colorado State football, basketball, you'll always see Stu and big smile. And, look, dude's svelte these days, too.
The other thing he said to me is like, we wouldn't want any part of this. This landscape of college basketball.
Oh, today, yeah.
We were definitely in the glory days. These guys are. This is definitely we've flown the coop.
Yeah, it's a young man's, not just young man's, but you have to be like he always said. Somebody asked him about some job that was up. He goes, "They're looking for somebody young and slick and handsome." He goes, "And I was young once."
Leaves it at that.
Yeah.
Slick. Hey, you're a handsome guy, Stu. Come on.
All right. So the NBA got turned upside down a bit over the weekend with LeBron James going to Philadelphia. So the LeBron factor now is in the rearview mirror. Now Adam Silver can now put his precious schedule together. So we will probably know here relatively soon when the NBA schedule will come out and what it's going to look like for the Utah Jazz. At this point, though, it's just kind of tinkering and seeing exactly what the Jazz can come up with from a roster standpoint. I think this is pretty much set in stone with what you got. I don't think there's going to be any seismic changes, at least before the start of the season. So now it's just let her rip and let's go.
Yeah, it's set up really, really well. I think this was the last piece. LeBron took his time, 26, 27 days, trying to decide, and definitely threw a curveball with the decision. I think everybody was thinking Cleveland. Made a lot of sense, being that it was his home. Certainly Miami from a playing and lifestyle standpoint. But when he said he was looking for the best opportunity to win another championship, I think he made the right choice.
Yes. Well, and the other element to it, too, is you're not going to go somewhere that, look, if you're just going for quality of life, it's Miami. If you're going for the nostalgia, you go to Cleveland. If you want to just, not that it was an option because I think LA pushed him out the door, but if you want to be there for the limelight and the business opportunities, you stay in LA. If you want to go just to win, then it's probably Philadelphia because it's not offering any of those other amenities. Like, it's not a great place to live. The weather's not great. There's no nostalgia. You've got no connection to that city whatsoever. Outside of Dr. J, there's not a lot of, and maybe Allen Iverson, there's not a lot of championship history there. Allen had that. People always remember him stepping over Tyronn Lue in the finals, but they lost that series 4-1. I mean, they got pretty much handled in that series. So, there's not a lot of great basketball championship history there. So, really, there was nothing outside of trying to win a title that you can check off that list of his.
3 championships. 1955, they beat the Fort Wayne Pistons. In 67, the San Francisco Warriors, so beating teams that don't even exist. And then 1983, that was one I totally remember. That was the Dr.
J, yep.
His win over the Lakers in 83. They swept the Lakers 4-0. But that's it. And so, yeah, it fits his ability to win one, certainly to take one to a storied franchise. Very storied, but just not a lot of hardware to show for it.
Yeah. I wonder how much if we went and look, Alex, you're mid-20s-ish. If we went to your generation and asked who was the first team Charles Barkley played for, do you think anybody would know?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I know.
You don't know who he started with? I'm not throwing you under the bus. I'm just asking. Really?
I don't think I do.
He was a Philadelphia 76er.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's where Chuck, carved out his teeth. And
absolutely, the round mound.
Yep. And so he was part of a big trade that ended up in Phoenix, and that team probably should have won a championship.
Yeah, it just shows you how hard they are to win.
Yeah.
So many great
especially
players.
against Jordan.
Yeah, and when Jordan's patrolling, and the scare now is, Wemby gets everything, gets his chops. Will he be that impassable, as Jordan was? But what I like about it is the other thing this offseason did is it just kind of redistributed talent around.
Yeah.
I used to do that from time to time when I play 2K. Just have like a league-wide draft.
Just shake it up a little bit.
Yeah, just open up the whole thing and get new uniforms on new guys. There's some appeal to that, I think, for the viewer. And most of that crazy stuff in the East this year, with I would say the Jaylen Brown and LeBron, probably the two bigger things that have happened, and certainly the, both with the Sixers. So that bodes well for them.
97.5, the KSL Sports Zone, 1044. What you may have missed coming up next. It's all right here on the Zone.
Evening. Buyer's remorse. Buy a new car? I'll be moving in. Let's get started.
Sorry, I think there's been a mistake. I bought it from Carvana.
You what?
Yeah, great price. I even have 7 days to love it or return it.
So there's no...
No buyer's remorse. More like buyer's rejoice.
I guess I'll let myself out. Congratulations. I mean it.
Buyer's rejoice. Buy your car today on Carvana.
Limitations and exclusions may apply. See our 7-day return policy at Carvana.com.
Jazz, the Mammoth, and the Utes, Cougars, and Aggies. When it comes to sports in Utah, we've got you covered. This is Scotty G and the coach, Tim LaComb, presented by Mountain Land Supply on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Nice choice on a Monday.
Judas Priest.
You got another thing coming.
This is on the set list.
Oh, yeah? I
I
bet you absolutely rock this one.
We're gonna ramp it up toward the end as kick approaches.
So you got the set list. Do you have the set order?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Does that come together at the same time?
We kind of open up a group chat, and then I guess we draft.
Yeah.
And each of us have one. If we don't like something, we have one veto.
Yeah.
One person can veto a song all out. Drummer does that a lot on some of the tempo ones. I put out there some Motorhead.
Yeah.
Ace of Spades, and his arms about fell off when we played it. So he's like, I'm vetoing that one from now on. Ace of Spades.
Hey, by the way, the Party Hounds, Tim LaComb's band, will be playing pregame at LaVell Edwards Stadium before the Notre Dame game.
I can't wait. I'm so excited. I got a text this weekend mowing the lawn because I think that's how we all prep. Like Saturdays, I'll get texts from everybody.
Yeah.
And James, our drummer, was like, I can't wait to play Judas Priest. Like, that's going to hit so good. I do believe, yeah, I don't even know the people know what they're in for. But the band definitely matches the game. It's high level.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. By the way, if you are ever fired from being an athletic director, make sure you get your money on the way out. That's what Ward Manuel did at Michigan. Got paid a lump sum. Now, remember, investigation comes out, saw essentially a lack of institutional control. He gets asked to step down. He says, sure, December 31st, I'll be out of here. But, you're going to have to pay me to leave. And they are. Michigan is giving him a lump payment of $7.14 million, part of his separation agreement. So it will essentially buy out the remaining 3 years on his contract. He is stepping down December 31st. And here's the other thing. The university also agreed to make a $108,000 contribution to a charity? No, to his retirement account. And also went ahead and paid his attorney fees of $82,000. He also, by the way, gets to keep his being eligible for tickets to Michigan games and his, I don't know what golf course it is, but his private golf course membership.
I wonder if they have like a rogue box that they'll stick him and maybe Sharon in.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
The guy that was the
Lloyd
peeper.
Carr.
The guy that was a peeper on the sidelines.
Carter Stallions.
The Stallion.
Connor. I appreciate
Connor
it.
Stallions. He'll be up there with his Ray-Ban glasses, radioing down formations.
His Gaucho Marx mustache.
Just the rogue box. So yes, that's all the way down on the end. You're on the 10-yard line.
But you're in the stadium. That's all you wanted. So we got you there.
So he gets his tickets, his golf country club paid for.
His lawyer fees and a big, nice 6-figure donation to his charity of choice, that being his retirement fund, and $7.1 million.
Imagine if he would have had institutional control. He probably got a lot more. This is without it. This is a lack of institutional control, and he's being sent off as he's a hero.
Yeah.
I need that gig.
Being paid not to work. That's always something. If you're in the situation where you're going to be fired, make sure to go get your money, folks.
Yeah, it's the head coaches, right? They walk away with all this money, and the people are like, oh, I feel bad for them. No, feel bad for the assistants.
Yeah.
They're on a year-to-year.
Yeah. Or the GAs, the trainers.
Nowhere near that amount of money.
Yeah.
And when the gravy train stops, the coach still gets taken care of, but everybody else is like who are you again? What was your name?
Yeah. I remember talking to.
Are you sure you worked here?
There was a coach that was on the precipice of getting fired, and everybody's like, he was telling me off the air, he's like, everybody keeps coming up to me like, you okay? He's like, I'm fine. If you need to go talk to my trainers over there. Go talk to the graduate assistants. Go talk to, our support guys. Those are the ones that are going to be in trouble. Because everybody looks at firing a coach as firing one guy. You fire about 30 to 40 people on a football staff. And that's not easy on these guys. Your offensive line coach at a FCS school is making next to nothing. And, it's not good.
And I can tell you this. I have nothing near what Ward got. I've never been invited back to a game. I don't have tickets. I don't even know who to call to ask. You know what I mean? Like, it's the difference between somebody that has the mantle.
Whereas Dave Rose could call and say, I want to go to this game. They're like, we got you.
Dave's got seats.
Yeah.
Right? But it's the rest of us that are like, remind me the era. You were here 12 years.
You remember this thing called a Sweet 16? I was on that team. I coached that team.
Now, all the fresh new faces forget very quickly about the history.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. We talked about the 76ers, which you may have missed. They're now looking to add to that roster. Let me ask you about this. Contavious Caldwell-Pope has agreed to a buyout with the Grizzlies, and for $3.9 million, he's going to go take the 76ers money, essentially being claimed after clearing waivers. So he's going to be making about $100,000 less than LeBron James to be part of that team next year.
And KCP brings with him, as the championship in Denver was part of that, so certainly can be an aid. And at that value, somebody that will come in and probably play veteran minutes when you need them. I love the signing. Just more good things in Philly.
This may shock you, but Caldwell-Pope's agent, Rich Paul, finalized the buyout on Saturday, allowing him to join the 76ers.
They, our boys, Jake and Ben say Adele. They call him Adele.
Oh, yeah, because that's the more popular person.
Yeah, everybody wants to see Adele. When Rich Paul comes, it's like when you see somebody and you act like you're on the phone. You don't want to talk to them. I've been known to do that every now and again. Yeah, that's what you do with Rich. But Adele, open arms. Sing me a song, babe.
She's kind of dropped off, though, hasn't she? I haven't heard anything from her in a while since Hello.
Yeah, she's resting on her laurels.
Her Rich Paul laurels?
I mean, there's a lot of money coming into that outfit. Royalties and all these checks that he's getting stroked to these guys.
Yeah,
he gets a little piece of that action.
Life's pretty good. Yeah, no, it doesn't suck to be Rich Paul these days.
Or Ward Manuel.
See, the moral of the story is, folks, go get your money when you can. I always tell my kids, you can you can marry for love or you can marry for money, but you can always learn how to love.
There is zero doubt about that, man. I knocked it out.
Who says romance is dead? I
knocked it out of the park in my deal, but certainly would have been, knowing what I know now, using a wider field of vision. Looking beyond just what was in front of me.
Yeah.
What kind of assets do we
hold
in this family that get my little paws on?
10:56, we'll kick off your 11 o'clock hour next, right here on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.